So, so last week we have almost completed all the transformations and how to do with the data load from file to DB or DB to file. So how to use the transformations and we use the tmap and some components. But like from today, right? It's going to be from today onwards. We are going to use the actual like some kind of which is a mandatory and which is a kind of without these things you cannot manage your code and you cannot process your code into the next environments and all. So that's going, these are all going to be advanced features and which are going to helpful for kind of making your code moving different environments. And you want to log like any logs and how to going, how you are going to monitor in the log tables, and how you can identify what is the issue. These are all very project level kind of settings and project level maintaining the variables. And if without these things, it is going to be very hard to maintain your code deployment between a different environments. From here onwards, it's all about a project level. It's a talent too. It is a talent specific features which can help to move our code into different environment or manage our code into different kind of things. So first thing is contextualization. So contextualization is nothing but a context where like a variables. So variables. So variables are, what is a variable? We know. So today we are going to discuss about contextualization. So this is a contextualization which is going to have like a, why contextualization I am saying. You don't heard this word and you cannot find in Google also when you are searching in a like a talent related. So always you'll see the context variables. Okay, so you can find the context variables. So context variables. So what is a context variable? So what is a variable? First thing we have to understand, what is a variable. Anyone? What is a variable? Are you guys able to hear me? Hello. Okay. So I said yes. Okay. What is a variable? Anyone? Sai. Variable. What is a variable means? Variable. So one name which is going to the variable value. So value we are going to change at a times, like it depends on your need. You are going to change the value. For example, you say like name is a variable. So name is a variable. So it's going to change depends on the uh, depends on the any human being or any object, anything. So depends on the situation. So our situation or anything, based on that the how you are going to call it as going to change. So for example, name is right. If it is a male, there's a certain kind of things we are going to name, like name ceremony we are going to do, right? So but when they're going to call for example your mom or dad, so they'll give you some registered name, but when they are going to call in a different names when the based on the situation. So they'll call kind of, right, they'll call chinna, nana, whatever. It's like some things the based on the situation, the variable, the name is a variable, but the situation based they are going to vary the value. So if they, how they are going to call you is they going to different, so all the time, but your registered name is going to be the same, but based on the situation, the variable name. For example, name I am particularly talking, so name they are going to call. Even your friends also, what is your name, actual name, they won't call all the time, right? It depends on if you are their close friends or best friends. Depends on situation, depends on the place, or depends on the environment. They'll make you in a different call. They'll call you differently. So that means the value variable name is a variable. So and the value is going to differ from x. So x is my variable and type is an integer. Okay, so it is going to have int. So int is a integer type, numeric values. So numeric values are going to be stored in a x. So x is a variable, x is a variable, x is a label, and the label is going to defined with integer type. So integer is a data type. So the type is data type defined. So you can store numeric values into the x variable. So x is a variable is going to store the values of numeric values. So before variable, if you define anything, it is going to call as a data type. So it is going to be an integer, or you want a string type data type. You want to store a combination of numeric or characters. So you can take it as a string, and you want to store any decimal points, and you have any numeric fields with the decimal points, and you are going to use as a double. So same way you want to have a single character, then you can have a char. So these are all going to be the type of data which is you are going to store into the variable. You are going to define using data type. Data type, the syntax is data type space variable name. What is the definite like a declaration of variable? So variable is a name, and type is a data type. So what type of data you are going to store into this variable, you are going to define before the variable name. So if you are a gender, for example, our data type is male, like a gender is our data type, and define a variable is you are a female or a male, you are going to define in a variable. So the variable data type is a gender, and variable is you are a male or female. So depends on the uh, person you are going to define. Same way, if you are something defining as a numeric, so you want to store a 10, so you can use a x equal to 10. After some time you want to use a 20 in that variable, so you can use a x equal to 20. You want to store a 30, then you can easily change. So based on situation you can change anything. So variable means vary. So your situations are a mood. So even our human emotions also, how you are going to vary. So if something, any good news you heard, you will be very happy. That is a one emotion. Same, after some time somebody says you have to work something, then immediately will get frustrated. Why you have to work, and how much work I have to do? So that kind of angry. Same way, if somebody asks something, so always our emotions is going to vary. Same way, variable based on situation. So that is where why I'm keep on saying situation and emotions in these are all things, right? Contextualization. So this is a situational based. You can change the variable value. So variables value you are going to change based on your situation. So context, you can make it in a exact Telugu. You can just check, but to understand. But contextualization is nothing but a based on a situation. You can vary the value of the variables. So vary the value of vary means changing. So change the values of variables at any time or any situation or any environment. So here situations means it's not about like emotions. I'm just taking example here, not emotions. It's going to be a environment. So environments are going to be a kind of different situations here. So always when you are going to the project, you always see different environments. You are going to hear kind of dev environment, so called as a development environment. SIT, so system integration testing. Please pay attention, guys. These are all going to be very common, and in interview also you have to be very confident when you are talking. See, components and all depends, you can say I forget and all, but these things are going to be common when you are going to the experience. And when they ask you how to do different environments, you cannot say I forget and all. If you say I forget and all, they'll forget your resume. Okay, that position. Please pay attention, and it is not going to be a like it's not going to be uh, that much critical and not able to follow or something. These are all very common generic kind of sentences. It's not about your it is a very generic, and it is going not about talent or something. Again, it is going to be Nagara saying my voice is not clear. Is it for all the people? Anybody else not able to hear me clearly? Sai, Das, anyone can confirm? Is it not clear, my voice? How is now? Okay. Okay. So next one is user acceptance. So always right, the different situations in the sense these are all going to be different situation. They'll call it as a dev environment. They'll call it as a SIT environment. See, these environments are it's a specific to project and depends on the business requirement. They're going to give one more, two more layer, like two more environments extra. It's not fixed, but in general, you are going to see four environments. In between, they can have a number of environments. If the customer wants to test something, then they can keep add one more environment before production. So production is a actual what we are going to see the real time. That means a customer exact what business is going on. So production is going to be a live data, and what customer is doing with doing a transaction with that business. That information will be in a production environment. So these are all development environment. So development environment means the developers where they are going to code and where they are going to perform the like kind of what exactly customer is expecting, and what the transformation or what validation, what data you are trying to move from one location to other location, like a system to target system. So whatever that information, so the developer, so development is environment for specific to the developer. So developer can work anything, and developer can perform the testing of like kind of his level of the developer level of data knowledge or development knowledge is going to be there with the developer, who he can perform anything on the development environment. So you have to think, and you have to think all the directions, what code you have written and what flow you have developed, and what is your intention of testing. So you have to understand the scenario what you have implemented, and what are the test cases. So these are all things is a developer kind of level of knowledge, which is going to be helpful for environment which for developer. So specific to developer. So nobody come into your environment, they cannot do anything in the development. So development is specific to who is going to be, if you are a Java developer, or if you are a SQL developer, or if you are a Talend developer, is whatever developer you are going to be. So you can go and do anything, so whatever the development changes, so you are, you know, that you have the knowledge of doing development of specific things. So whatever you requirements you get from your business, so you are going to develop and you are going to unit test. So unit test means kind of each and every piece of the developer knows each and every piece of development, what he has written the code, and where he needs to check the change is applied or not. These kind of unit testing. So unit testing means each and every particular of your code you are going to validate your end. So your coding is working or not, our code is good or not. These things who needs to confirm? The developer needs to confirm. I'm good. I'm whatever you have asked me, I have developed. So this is what expected output. That kind of confirmation, that kind of level of confidence, who needs to give? Developer needs to give. So nobody is going to come and see your code, because nobody have that kind of knowledge. See, business people, they can't understand what you are coding and all. They'll say, they'll give X and they ask you to make it as a X2. Then you are going to make that X2. So they won't do what this hyphen or a greater than symbol. What is the conversion of X to X2? So that data, whatever logic you are implementing, they won't see what you are doing in between. They'll see from source to target. So source is X, and you made that one output as a X2. So they'll see X and expected is X2. So that is what their requirement. They can see that target your target data. They won't see in between what you are playing. If you are playing manually, then you are going to be hell. You don't do anything manually. You have to properly, you have to implement the logic using the Talend, whatever the facilities or form, whatever functions, whatever transformations you have to see. Nobody going to take care of your logic, whatever you are going to write here, right? So logic nobody is going to check. So logic nobody is going to check. What they'll check, whenever they change the data, they're expecting to output as X2. So that is what they're going to always going to validate and confirm your logics, whatever code you have written is working. So that logic whom you have to confirm and whom you have to validate n number of times is going to be a developer's responsibility. So a development environment is the where developers are going to develop the jobs, and they are going to verify or validate each and every particular of your code and confirm the expected output is working fine or not. So that is what development environment. This is one situation. So this is our first situation. Okay, situation one is going to be your development environment. Okay, coming to the system integration testing environment. So I keep telling you, right? This is not a one database, or this is not a one file. This is not about one kind of technology or a product. So always you are learning the data integration. Forget about ETL. You are doing a integration, data integration. That means you are trying to integrate something with other applications. So they'll have a different products. So you are going to talk with the your product. It is a intermediate tool. It is a mediator of different products. So all ETL tools comes you can treat it as a intermediate products, which is going to talk with the different products, and they are going to get that product information. Like product information means not about what is that product, what is the product going to do, not this one. So the product, what they have stored, so what the data they are maintaining, that data you are going to get into your system. It's a business requirement. So this is a example, you can say, right? So I have started a one stall which is going to be a like a food kind of thing. So I'm going to have all the snacks or a breakfast, whatever. So people start how they are going to buy from me. So there is a different channels. They are going to directly come to the my shop, or they'll try to order somewhere, or they'll ask someone to send like they'll send someone to get the food from my shop and all. So different channels. So different channels means different systems. So yeah, now you can see, right? Different product, like companies are there, Zomato, Ola Eats, or Swiggy, like whatever. So these are all companies, right? They are going to integrate with me, and the customer is expecting to some food, so whatever he likes, is going to order simply. And if he is interested to company with the Zomato, he can order through Zomato. If he is interested with Ola Eats, and based on offer, whatever makes him to like to use that company's product, so Ola app he is using. So it's his interest and what they have in a offer, or it is a nearby something, whatever criterias which makes him to use, that is doesn't matter to me. I have allowed to take a food from different companies, like Zomato. I have allowed them to take away from my shop. So same way I'll allow to take away from Ola Eats. So people who want some food, they can order from these two companies because I have integrated with them. If beyond that they want to try for other apps, they cannot find my shop because I am not integrated with my data with them. So they cannot order anything through other apps except Zomato or Ola Eats. So this is the integration example I'm telling. So these two companies I have allowed to take away food from my shop, so they can able to submit their order through Zomato or Ola Eats. If they go beyond, they'll go on Swiggy and they'll go some Uber Eats or some whatever they can go and apply, right? It will not show my shop itself. So if they like something in my shop and they try to submit a order through Uber or somewhere, they cannot find my company or my shop at all because I am not integrated or allow them to take away the food from my shop. So that is where integration. So system integration means you are developer means whatever logic you provided, you are going to open a shop and you are going to keep your data ready. So this is a requirement is like somebody is investing some money, they're asking to, this is how you are expert in this like some you are good at making something, so I am hiring you to make this one. You can make, this is our output. And how to sell, how to use, that is not up to you. You are just a maker, like you are a developer. So you are just going to do what I'm saying. So you are a specialist in preparing some food specific to, like you just have to do that and you have to be ready with that output. So some then how to sell, how to use, that is not our problem. So I am a developer, so I have hired for like I have hired for a Talend developer. So Talend I am going to do, I'll do the logic whatever they are asking and I'll make it ready. So that after that, whose responsibility? The company's owner has a responsibility to integrate with a different application, and that means they have to take care whatever we have done, that is valid, and they are able to make a business with a different application. So system integration, for example. So here why I'm saying that the business chain I am just explaining with that, but generally the systems are already integrated. So they are coming for a data integration, or they are asking for ETL, means it is already integrated system they are existing, or they may be trying to connect with a new system. So two things I told you, right? So migration and integration. So migration means already integrated system is there, so just you are trying to migrate from one product to other product. For example, so shop is road number 7 and you are moving to road number 8, so that the shop is moving migrating. So that is, so integration means shop is going to be road number 7, but you are trying to make some more business with different companies. So till now I told Zomato, Ola Eats. Now I am going to connect with Swiggy and I am going to connect with Uber Eats. So I am going to integrate different applications. So I'm making my business or expanding my business to the next level. That is called integration. Okay, here forget about that shop or Swiggy and all, but here system integration means, so what my application and what data I have migrated, that data who are all using, so who are all going to use my data, that should be proper, and what they're expecting is exactly what we have created that data. So integration test means they are going to test. So integration testing is performed by the testers. This is the place the testers are going to involve, and they are going to confirm whatever data you provided, the data is useful or data is expected as other application, it is available and it is looks good or not. That is a confirmation they are going to do by the testers. So testers are the way, testers are going to confirm whatever your application has released the data, that data is looks good and it is going to be as expected by the other application. Okay, other application. So that is the confirmation, that is the validation, and that is the functionality testing is going to perform by the testers. So they are going to say if there is any issue. For example, in this our food whatever, we connected to the Uber. So but Uber still they are not able to see what they still are not able to see my shop in a Uber's application. Then what is the problem? So something problem, it's a data problem, or what is a application problem, or my registration is not properly integrated. So so many reasons are going to happen. So that is a what. So then they'll ask, so the testers are going to ask, so your integration is not like whatever you have performed, that is not able to validated by the Uber Eats. So still that is not working. And again same case for Ola Eats, again same case for Zomato. Like the functionality what you are expecting to make a integration between this application, your shop, between different channels to make your business, those that integration is not properly happen, or that whatever data you provided is not able to visible for other application data. Then they'll ask you what is implemented. They'll raise a defect, or they'll ask you, oh, this is what it is expected, but this is not working as expected. But for your case as a developer, this is what expected, and you say I am ready with this. But how Uber and how Ola is going to submit orders and all, you don't know, but you have to know how they are going to do the business. That is called functionality. So developer cannot understand entire business of the customer, but still when you are doing a development, you have to understand what business they are doing and why they are doing this business, why data they are asking this kind of transformations and all. So that kind of knowledge will make you to be in a good stand to understand and make a solutions as soon as possible when they give the problem. So even any problem, right, if you are not understanding the root cause, always you look for output. So just somebody gave the output input, and you will think about, I just want to throw output on their whatever, I want to throw that output on their faces. It's useful or not useful doesn't matter to us as a developer, but that is not the right way of thinking or way of direction. When you are doing a logic, you have to understand why that logic I am implementing, what is the use of this logic, why this logic is they are asking. So these kind of WH5 questions, not WHO. Okay, because you are familiar with corona, so always you will see WHO news and all, right? So don't think WHO. WH5 is a software engineering keywords: what, whom, who, where, how, these kind of keywords. So whenever you come on a requirement, then always you have to put your questions on that: why, how, whom, why, whom, where. Like these kind of questions you have to put on that logic or a transformation what is you are doing. Then only the testers cannot see any issues in a next level environment. Why this testing, why this integration testing we are doing, hope you guys able to understand. Because you are doing your duty, but if that is not visible, or that is not working as expected to the other people, then what is the point of your working? So that is where testers are going to. Nowadays tester is a developer, developer is a tester. So there is no specific tester concept going on market. Slowly that is changing, because who is going to work, he is responsible for the next level environments also. But still some application they have a testers also. So that is fine. If you have a testers, you have to be careful. Even testers are not there also, you have to be more careful. Because once it go to the production, if your logics or your transformations are not working, so you are going to sit 24/7 to fix that. Otherwise nobody leave you. Okay, so be careful when you are working in a development environment itself. After that, if if you are perfectly validated and perfectly unit tested. So unit testing is a very important whenever you are developing, whenever you are doing some transformations. Always I suggest to test 10 times or 100 times. Once if it go to the other's place, then they should not say the silly issues when whatever you developed. Okay, so it's going to be like at least out of 100%, at least 90% your problems are going to be solved with the whatever transformations they have asked. 10% maybe testers going to come up, we are going to fix it. Even your goals also they'll give you, right? Bug free code release, that is your first goal of this year, something in a manager. So these kind of you are also say I have released 100% bug free code, but all bugs will be there in your code. So that is not like just a statement. So always I suggest do the development properly, and you make sure all your development changes are working properly. Test 99 times, and then 100 time you can go to the other developer or a tester. So that means it's going to be a next environment, next situation where they are going to validate your whatever transformations you have done, whatever logics you have done. Always ETL, that's where I'm telling transformations. So just extract and load, they won't be, you won't see any much issues. Only transformations, only functionality, only whatever business rules you are going to transform, that's where you have to be very careful, because it's going to impact so many applications. It's not about one place you are changing, but you are doing one place change, but depend on this data target database, so many people are going to use in some projects, not all the projects, but like it's going to be one or two place, one or two applications are going to dependent on your data. So data is going to be a very key. It's kind of heart of business nowadays, right? It's a like you want to construct a house without basement, you cannot construct a house, right? So that is what the data is, a basement. Even that is where database, I can say, even it is not a exact like a synonym of a database, but I used to say, right, database is a basement of any application. So without basement you cannot construct any house, you cannot do anything without learning even you are without learning any like letters. You can you create a words? No, right? Same way database, without data you cannot perform nowadays any application. So you have to very careful when you are in development environment. Coming to the system integration test, I'm again saying this is not going to applicable for all the applications. Maybe testers and developers are going to be same in a current agile methodology. Testers are not going to be there. The business is going to test even both the environments also. It's going to depends, but you have to treat the situation. Development is your control, you are the playground. You can play how you want to play. Nobody is going to ask you, nobody is going to come into your ground, and they once the ball is going to be others court, then they'll play with you. Okay, so that is where system integration testing. So mainly this is for testers. So testers are not there, still you have to make sure this is also your responsibility. So testers are not there, then you are going to validate the integrations also working. So whatever you have generated data, who are all going to use, and they are okay with the data, their applications are working or not. So now applications in the sense, so whatever they're expecting data, they want x2. So that x2 is used by the other environment, other developers, or who are maintaining that other application. They are like good with what your transformation done or not. That is also you have to validate. If the testers are not there, again you are responsible person for integration testing also. Integration means with that. So if your shop, your owner is in US, so you are the owner of, like you are the part of a owner, you are not part behalf of him. You have to validate. So whatever you have prepared, one person customer is ordered submitted order to Zomato, then you have to check with the Zomato who is accepted your order. That person is going to come and he is going to pick up that or not. And if there is any delay, so that kind of integration or like kind of navigation, or you can see that how the driver is going and all that. That is all integration systems. That continuous integration systems. So you can monitor, you monitor, and customer is going to monitor. So where is he and how he is picking up or not, he is on the way, or where is he, that kind of continuous flow is going, right? Same way in data also, you have to monitor and you have to know where it is going, why it is going, and what they are using and all. So integration system testing is a depends, is a testers are going to do, or you again you are the responsible person if there is no testers in your project. Okay, after that, this is a another situation in the sense what you have done is a helpful to the other application team or not. Next, these two are main, so which is going to be confirmed and performed by the who are all working from companies, like it's going to be a service, so who are all giving the service. So with this code logics and all done, the the user acceptance testing is another situation or a environment which is going to done by the business. So business means who is paying you, who is paying you, who started shop and who hired you to prepare something. So that is the who, that is the person have to confirm. So whatever you developed and whatever you were integrated, all these two are working or not, he has to sign off, has to confirm the whatever I ask, you have done that one, you did a good job or you did a bad job, you did nonsense, whatever, they are going to confirm by the business. So business is a person who is a owner of the owner of the entire the business. He is going to validate business clients or whatever you can call, who is paying you, who is paying your company, the person whatever you developed, whatever you tested, whatever you integrated, everything they are going to validate, and they'll say you are done a good job, you are working, you whatever I'm asking, is it working? If not, they'll throw back the code to you. If it is a small, otherwise if it is a big mistake, big integration mistake you done, they'll talk to your like they'll talk to even CTS, who is a vice president of this project or a manager. So they'll talk to them and they'll tell you your developers are doing very nonsense, please make sure they are working fine or not. That's kind of why I'm saying, right, this is going to be very keep nowadays, that is what happening. So we are going, for example, you out of 10 people, luckily or unluckily, 5 people are going to the same project, and you don't have experience on Talend, you don't have knowledge on ETL, then how you are going to work? So if you will work, but you are not that level of experience or a confidence, then something is going to break all the time. It's not going to be one time or something, because there is no experience. So experience, and you don't have a knowledge on functional. So that is kind of situation nowadays in the market, so that people like kinds are going to scold like anything your manager or delivery manager. So that's where I'm keep, even my training I'm always tell you, right, be careful, be take care of practice, so that you understand the problem, you understand why you are doing what you are doing, so that you cannot make kind of any issues from others. You cannot hear any issues from there. Otherwise, nowadays even like proxies or whatever support works, because support person cannot understand end-to-end functionality also. He may be technically strong, he need to understand the functionality, means he have to sit and he have to listen what customers are saying, or BA person. So not customers are not going to talk everyone. So BA is a business analyst, the person he try to understand from the client, and he pass the information to developer. So business analyst, so in between, right, the business analyst is going to our side company, or like a customer side, they have a uh, person who is going to convey the, this is what the business has given. So he can pass that information to, he can pass that information to you. Okay, he can pass that information to you, and same way he can convey, my developers are done this one. He can pass that information line of business. So whatever you have done, that kind of who is going to use all the people, he is going to inform that this is what you are asked and this is what you are like expected output things, my developers or my company people are done, please validate. This kind of communication is going to done by the business analyst. So you have to check all whatever. If you are not able to understand the requirement, you are not able to follow the what functionality, and even I am telling you, right, when you are asking what and how, why they're doing these kind of questions, you can go and reach out to business analyst and understand when you are start working on the logics. If it is a straight move, just all the case, right, just a data move from one location to other location, there is no worry. But they'll ask some kind of lookups, or they kind of ask some transformation, they have to join different tables. These things you have to understand before joining. If you change a join a little, the data is going to change. That is what, right, joins are going to be key role of any tables. You are going to make lookups or references for different tables. So that is where you have to confirm and understand which table you have to map and which table, which column you have to join between these two tables and all. So that is gives you indirectly or functionality of the business. So tables and relationships you have to understand before you are starting your ETL process. So always it's not a file, even file also you are going to join with a different table or different lookup. Okay, so user acceptance is a business. So business is a one who is going to confirm the lower the environment. This is a UAT environment, user acceptance. For business validation, we are giving a one situation or one environment. So that is going to be their confirmation layer. So they are going to confirm. So that what is expected is working and everything is working fine, then only they'll go for a release. So based on the business thing, they'll give a release date. So that is called live. So they'll ask you whatever you code you have done, that is going on live on so and so date. So for example, we are going to close planning our training section. We are going, you people are going to be the market on March 10th onwards. You have to start finding your jobs. You are going on market. So you are doing, you are understanding how to develop, and you are trying to understand integration like that. You different situations you are facing and you are practicing. So layers are there, listening and practicing, and you are doing some exercises or use cases, and then you will go to the like a basic level of user, like who is for example Naidu you can take. He is going to be responsible of sharing the interview questions, and he is going to confirm, yeah, your level of understanding, your level of practice is good, you can go and start searching the job, you can come for proxy. He'll go with that, he'll give the directions. He's like kind of client. You are all customers to that Naidu. So Naidu is going to be the shop owner, and he is going to say, yes, you can practice this. He can say, right. Usually he'll motivate and he'll say that kind of guidance. So that is a different situation. So training is my environment. So I can train you how I want to do, and I can play in like a environment which is my environment, which I can guide you and train you as much as, and that is my environment. After that, how you are going to integrate your knowledge with your use cases and practices, that is up to you. After that, you are going to be the like you are going to check with your market and kind of how you are going to directly interview, or you are going to through someone else in a proxy, or how you are going to do that as all third stage of your position. So that is going to be decided with your senior persons, or who are your well wishers. You will go and check with them, this is what I have knowledge, I have get trained and I have practiced this kind of scenarios, I know a number of components, I know a number of real time things I heard from somewhere, like that. You will go and confirm, and then if Naidu is a person which is a well wisher, or he is going to be suggest, he'll suggest, yeah, this is the area you have to learn more. When the interviewer asking, you have to say like this. He'll go and guide you with his experience, and he'll confirm, yeah, with this knowledge you can start search into the market. That is the final stage of your job searching, and you are going to the market. So live. So you people are going to start your job searching, depends on completing all these layers. So if you don't have a knowledge, you have lesson not practiced. So
there is no point of going to the next level. So if you are listen and not practice, it means there is no kind of use cases and scenarios you are practicing. So next level environment you don't need to go. And if this is also not done, then why you have to go to the next level and go, I have to go directly interview. So how you will go without practicing, without knowledge of any hands on experience? Then you will go interview, you will not get it anything. So luckily getting interview and interviewed through passing interview, that will happen, but that is not the right way of doing the getting the job sets and all, right? So this is what situations. So the person is the same, so person is you example, and base situations are different. So training is a one situation. So training is one situation. After training, you have to practice scenarios and use cases. You have to learn. That is the next situation. And third situation, you have to prepare for an interview level. Fourth situation, you have to check with your knowledge with someone. You are good at what stand you are. So that thing you can confirm. Then you will start going for. This is what a process. This is called as a simply system engineering process. You can call, so you can call this as a system engineering process. So system, so person getting a job is a system. So the layers how you are going to define, it's up to you. You can add one more. So I want to go real time project, for example in this slide. You want to go one more layer, you can say, before I am going to join in a job or a search, I want to go entire process of real time, how the projects and how the work is going. So that is the next layer you can add. If somebody is going to show their system and they're going to explain the real time how they have developed and how they have implemented the jobs, these kind of steps you can keep on add to make sure you are in a good shape of talent expert or something. So number of situations. So somebody is explaining real time project with the help, you can take that help and you can try to understand how they are seeing the real time data and real time processing of ETL and all, you can understand. If nobody is there, then there is no layer of real time project explanation and all. So you can just check your knowledge and practice level, and then you can go to the level. So these are all four environments is a general environments. Apart from this, yeah, the customer is based on their business, they can add n environments to make their product perfect and make the best way of servicing the people. These are all service, right? So if you are going to the prod, the product whatever they are expecting, how to behave with the customers, that is going to be the goal of the any business. So business anyone making, so the final goal is so to make sure the product is working end to end, working good or fine. So these things they'll always consider. For that they can take n number of steps. In your case also, right? So when I am training, I'll also feel I have to give, they are going as a fake also. I always think they have to be at least they have to stand a good knowledge and good they are not able to communicate with a 7 years experience or 3 years experience. With my training, at least they have that confidence too, they can understand what the others are talking, and they are able to reply at least 3 words, not even 30 words. See, if you are not completely practically experienced, but still I am expecting, that is what my final goal. That's where I am talking these many nonsense words or whatever the examples, whatever examples, it's not going to be apt for exactly the training. Why I am making this kind of, to improve your confidence understanding the real time problem. So you don't understand if say I keep on telling the things what is calling and all, you cannot relate your problem. So always you have to relate your problem to the real time world, what is going on. So you have to understand, then you can feel that problem how to solve. Without that, if you are not able to follow, I'm keep on talking any real like a technical words and I'll close it. It's not going to be like that. So you have to understand, you have to train means you have to understand the how to problem, what is the problem, solution, how to solve the problem. Next thing, first thing is you have to understand the problem, why this problem came and why they are asking to solve this problem, where they are going to use this problem. So problem is your first goal. So you have to understand the problem, then you come to the solution. So how to solve, how to make them others to solve your problem, these techniques you can understand later. So first thing is understand the problem. You have to explain your problem, right? If you are not explaining properly your problem, nobody can give the solution, nobody can suggest any solutions. So always you have to understand the problem properly. So problem is a your main primary understanding. So problem is your primary understanding. So that is what you have to keep it. So now for this, right, so these many situation, these many environments are there. So I am going to give the one code which is going to play, which is going to move different environments. So why, how to manage my code? So from this environment, or from this situation to this situation, from this situation to this situation, so all these situations, right, my solution have to go across the all the layers. If they have 10 layers or 10 environments, my solution is same. My solution is, I am just defining x equal to 10. Okay, and what is they ask, x into 10 into 20, 10 into 2 they ask me. So I'm just going to do the solution, same logic. It go here again, it will go here. They'll just validate the same in this here also. They'll validate the here also. They'll validate the here also. They'll finally going to see this value in here also. So always my issue is problem and related solution which I am providing development environment, that will go to the system integration testing. And same again going to the business analyst, same is again going to the UAT, like a business is going to validate and confirm. So the problem and related solution is going to start from development environment, and it will come to the next testers or business, whatever, whoever going to next level. So you are not responsible for other environments, you are first responsible for development environment. Next you are directly responsible production. So something broke with your code, you are the responsible person. Between they are doing, they are giving a like a check post, it's a kind of check post. If you are doing, if you are going somewhere, they are like, if you are going from one state to other state, what you are doing, what you are transferring, in a through transport, what you are taking from other state to next state, the check post will be there, right? Same way they have to make sure the proper things are going from this state to other state, they are not doing any smuggling or there's something, right? Same way your environments are the check post. So if there is any problem, they'll stop you, and they'll ask you to leave it there or make it properly and then go. Like this, the check post environments are kind of check posts or environment signs, or you can take it as a lay of data validation checks. In technical, it is going to be environments are the validation layers before going to the production. So before going to the production, we have to make sure all our logics, all our implementation, all our integrations are properly working or not. So here, right, for this, right, why we are talking about these environments, why we are talking about these kind of things which we are going to be in see in a real time. So all people, this is not exception for any one of you, even 10 people, nobody have a exception or escape from this kind of environment. This environment is going to be everyone. So development, system integration, and user acceptance, production. So everyone, every person of this team is going to see this kind of environment. So why we are talking about these things, why we understand these things, right? So contextualization. So contextualization. So x is here, so x is defined there. So tomorrow x is here and you are going to the environment. For example, they'll say here, right, you see, right, x equal to 10 and 10 into 2 I have defined. Here also same thing. So here what I did, 10 into 2 directly I have hard coded. 10 into 2 I have hard coded. If they give 10 into 2, always they can see 20 only. For example, they changed the they change. For example, you are a developer, you have declared as a x equal to 10, and what they have, they ask you to made it as a double. 10 into 2 you have done, and you made it as a 20. So this is a, you have done very good. Okay, so this is your past, and you have validated, yes, I have taken, the customer is asked 10, so I have taken 10, and he asked me to multiply with 2, so I have multiplied with 2, and output is 20. Again you will do same, x equal to 10, yes, customer asked 10 into double, so I have done 10 into 2, so 20 is coming. This is what a developer is going to do. Now testers, what they are going to write, they'll change x into x equal to 20, then they will run the, then they'll run the process, again they'll get a 20. Why? The developer, nice developer, x equal to 10, and 10 into 2, double that value, 20. That is what business asked. But tester is going to change x equal to 20, but still your logic is working. 10 into 2, again it is coming at 20. But what is the expectation of tester? 40. So your code is working? No, right? So they will raise a defect for you. So they'll raise a defect for it. For example, tester also not that great. So she is also great tester, or he is also great tester. So they'll also pass 10, or you have a good relation with the tester. So they'll also 10, make a 10 and 20. Okay, output 20. So you are good. So you are also tested 10, 10, x equal to 10, 10 into 2, double the value. So 20 is coming. So you conveyed same to the tester. So tester also very smart. So she's also passed x equal to 10, and she tested 10 into 2, double the value, 20 is coming. So she is also tested very well, and she confirmed your logic is working nicely. She will pass the test case. Okay, then then it come to the business. So business is not going to, you cannot say what to pass. Okay, business, what he is going to do, he'll pass, he'll test minus 10, minus 10, but still you are going to get 20. And okay, maybe I have made a mistake, he'll think I'll check for other value. So again you will pass a 30, and again 20. So 30 into 2 also 20. So the requirement is multiply the what value I am passing. But what you are doing, they have just given an example, x equal to 10. So you have simply 10 into 2 double. So always you are doing 10 into 2, 20 into 2, all the environments, whatever you have done in the here. So same value is going to the all the environments. So finally, so the smart testers and great developers are done the good job, but still business is not satisfied what the requirement they have given, what the requirement is conveyed by the business analyst. Somehow there is a gap, and finally the entire code whatever you have developed is not completely working, it is not fully working, not fully, it's not satisfied the requirement, because they said x into double the value. But what you did, made a mistake, you have taken the value, x is a variable and the value is a 10. So x value is going to the vary, the value of the value is going to vary for the variable. Variable means the vary of the value is called a variable. So variable value is going to change. So what you have to use here, you have to use the x, that is what you are coding, not a 10. Why you using 10? So you have to use the x. So x into 2, here 10 into 2, 20, and again here x into 2, your coding is x into 2, and they'll pass a 20 here, then x is replaced with 20 into 2, then it will make sense, it will make it as convert is to 40. And again then they can test n number of, again tester is going to test x into x equal to minus 10, and then x into minus 20, and again she will test x equal to 30, then all the values. So you have used a proper coding, and you don't need to worry about next level environment. So here, right? So minus 10 x replaced with minus 10, and same way here 30 into 2. Now finally it will comes to the business same. So three layers, the tester is a very nice tester. So she is able to validate all the scenarios, negatives, positives, and she validated very well. She or he is validated very well, and then she will uh, pass your coding. So she said the coding is working fine, and then it will go to the business. Now business is going to play the testing. They'll change to x equal to 20, then again minus 2, then they'll see the minus 4. Again they'll change the number to 3, then they'll check the 3. So x is going to be replaced always. So this is how the testing, I'm giving the example. This is not all the situations, like not hard coding and all. But here what is the intention of I am taking this example, right? Variable. So variable is going to change depends on the environment. So in general, the testing is going to happen like this. You have to code any environment, the any situation, the your code is going to work. The situations you are, when you are developing itself, you have to guess what kind of situations they are going to validate my logic. So what are the logics, whatever logics you are implementing, how they are going to validate, how they are going to check the conditions, whatever you are doing, that things you have to confirm when you are in a development environment. So that, so you just tested that double the value, so you just pass the 10 and 20 is coming, so you are going to test the same n number of times, no use, right? You have to change here itself. So minus 10 or minus 1, whatever, you have to take that direction and you have to test end to end whatever you have developed, so that you are not going to you are not going to get any kind of defect or a bug for your code. So so this is what is going to happen. And here again, coming back to our contextualization, here I am seeing a variable, right? So I have declared a variable. Instead of hard coding, here I can write a logic like just whatever they are going to pass and double the value. So I can do that logic n number of ways. But why I am using a variable? So variable is not going to be fixed. For variable means it's a varying the value. So depends on the, if you are going to buy two products, then 2 into something. If you are going to buy 10 products, then 10 into something, like that. The value is going to vary. The products or items I am going to give in a variable. So the variable is going to change depends on the requirement, depends on the need, depends on the situation, it is going to change. So variable. So and variable is the context. So here they are calling as a variable. Before that they are adding a variable context. So context means a situation. So situational variable. So situational variables is going to be used for any situation, any environment. You can just change the value. So overall you are managing the context variables. I am saying project level contextualization. So contextualization means you are making the variables and you are going to change the values depends on your need, depends on your requirement, depends on your environment. That is called contextualization. The contextualization is going to happen in project level. The project level contextualization will help you to play with any kind of values based on the environment. So that is what, right? Based on the situation you have to react. You cannot react all the time at the same emotion, same things, right? So depends on the situation. If some joke is going, you have to laugh, and somebody is fighting, you are also you will get goosebumps and all. You are also feel that kind of, you are a hero, like that. Somebody, even heroine or whatever. So whatever the people watching, based on the situation, automatically will react. So same way the variable is going to be used, and it is going to we are making that variable to react based on situation is called a contextualization. Contextualization you are going to do for entire project. It's not about one job or one situation or whatever. So project level, so that for example you are seeing a movie, the directors always thinks the entire movie has all the emotion, then I'll get a more audience, more income, or same thing. The project we are also thinking we have to make a generic and everyone able to utilize our process without watching everyone. The movie is not going to be a hit. If some people come and watch, then it's not going to get a good income or good utilization of that movie. The people cannot sit and watch with the family, then what is the point of uh, like a what is their requirement is specific audience, then they can take that movie. But in general you want to take any movie which is going to be like a all audience, considering all audience. Same way, if you are creating a variable, all the environments how you are going to utilize, you have to think what is like ingredients, what are the variables you required for your project. So project level you have to think. So if you are working for a specific situation, then you no need to think about all the things generally. But if you are working for a project level, always you have to think this is our full kind of packed example movie. Then what are all things we expect? We expect comedy and whatever love, whatever emotion, whatever fights, all things, right? Same way contextualization is our kind of a packed thing which can be useful, or it can be utilized for entire project and entire all the developers, all the testers, all the business, who are all going to use our application, who are all going to use our coding. That is going to be useful for all the audience, not about specific audience. If you are working for a tester, then you will make change to the tester. If you are working for a business, you will make to the change to the business. That is not the case in a project, right? So project is a fully packed all the things. So you have to always think in a utilization mode, and it is going to be a reusable, and it's not going to be hard coded, and it's not a specific way of persons. So it's if business has something, I'll go and change it. If tester has something, I'll go and change. Not like that. You have to think in a common and generic, and you have to provide the common things which can you no need to touch. Once the code is moved to other environment, you no need to touch the anything. You have to manage through context variables. You are just going to change the value. So variable are same and the value is going to be changed. That is called context variable, and we are going to use a entire project level. So that's where I am calling as a contextualization. So contextualization will help you to depends on your need, depends on your requirement. You can easily vary the value so that you can manage your code and manage your requirement, and you by the all the solutions. So variables are going to be the key for any development. Any logic you want to write, without variables you can write, but without variables you cannot fully implement any logic, anything. So variables are kind of assets or properties of your code. So variables are properties of your code. So that is what data is called asset of your house. And so context variables are bricks. Okay, bricks and whatever you can call it as a cement or whatever. So to construct a house, you need a bricks, right? So without bricks, so of course you use a wood or something else, but still in India you can consider without a bricks you cannot construct a house. Same way, so we are working at the data ETL. So data is our basement, and here in talent perspective, that is what this advanced concept for specific to talent. Context variables are bricks of your house. So without bricks you cannot construct a house. You construct a house without bricks, that is going to be different case. But talent without context variables, without contextualization, you cannot construct a project. You cannot utilize properly. So the feature of talent, contextualization and context variables, without that you are going to do something that is not really meant, right? So in this environment, for example, so India, in this environment we construct house using bricks. If you go somewhere else like US somewhere, they'll use a wooden houses. So that is the situation, because they have a very cold kind of environment, so they cannot construct house with the bricks and all, and they cannot able to stay like a, they'll construct a wooden. So situation is different. That is what, even tool is different. So informatica, they may have a different option, so they can use it. But data stage, they have some option to manage the environment, whereas the code, they'll have a different. And SSIS, they have a environment data flows and all, they'll have a where. But still, the concept of constructing a house need a bricks. That means bricks may be wooden kind of cuts, or it's going to be a completely rock, or anything that is going to different. The construction of house, you require that walls, right? That is, the walls are going to be defined in the variable. Okay, so this is, we are going to apply using Talend, that is called contextualization. Okay, so this is a background, and this is the understanding. This is a common for when you are going to the any project. So just keep the words, or keep the intention of this contextualization and all. We are going to start a practical how to use the variable, how to create the variables, and how the environments, we are going to migrate the variables from dev to SIT to UAT kind of things, we are going to see tomorrow. I'm going to stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask.